Wait until you meet Gregory Patterson. This guy's got energy and passion like you wouldn't believe. As a matter of fact, his motto in life is always say yes. You might know Gregory from the hit TV show Project Runway, where he serves as lead stylist. You may know Gregory from his work as lead stylist on the popular TV show Project Runway. He's a brand spokesperson for Sally Beauty Supply, for FHI Heat, and a celebrity hairstylist that has styled some of the biggest names in Hollywood. But he started out just like you, a beauty school student with a dream and a drive to make it happen. I believe his story is one many of you will relate to. He's overcome many obstacles and challenges and admits he is far from reaching his biggest dreams yet. I hope you enjoy our chat with Gregory Patterson. He's got a lot to teach all of us about success in school and success in the beauty industry. So Gregory, we finally get together. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time.
Thank you for having me.
You and I had the opportunity to meet about a year ago. And I've got to tell you, for me, it was an experience. I mean, you're one of the truly greats of this industry, and you don't want to hear me say this, but I am a big fan of yours, as all of us here at Empire are. And I mean it. I enjoyed our conversations. As you know, I just repeated so many of the things you said to me before we started today, because I'm like a sponge with you. I really love what you've accomplished in your life already. I love your attitude. I love your personality about things. And the thing that really strikes me is this amazing desire on your part to want to help others. And that's something in your heart that I think is just absolutely marvelous. And I just want you to know that I've really enjoyed our friendship so far.
Thank you. Oh, I'm already gonna lose it.
That's okay, man. We're gonna lose it together. Okay, it's a mutual admiration, and I appreciate it.
Absolute honor, and it's a pleasure to be here. So I'm grateful for you having me.
So we have some people that are watching right now throughout the United States in our classrooms, and they're dying to get to know you as a person. That's why we're not doing a speech, and that's why we're not doing some kind of a, it's just a conversation between two friends.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about your background and what you think you would recommend to our students to be somebody like you. What you have done, what you are doing, and what you're going to be doing is all very aspirational. It's something that so many of our students want to do. They want the ability to say, hey, I did Miss Smith and I did Mr. Jones, who are celebrities. And you do this, and you do this every day of your life. And I think a lot of people are going to want to know about how you got to that point. So let's kind of start at the beginning. Let's hear about your experience when you were a student, when you were in the classroom, like our students are in the classroom right now. Tell us about Gregory Patterson at that moment.
Well, I'll have to expose the dirt then,
you have to do it,
because I wasn't the model.
People want to hear the dirt.
But I was not the model student. And I hate to say that in front of you, but I was not the model student. Like, school was a challenge for me. And it's funny because hearing you, say all that, like, I pinch myself, because to me, every single day, I'm still back in Empire Beauty School in Prescott, Arizona. And there's like 15 of us in the classroom, right? Yeah, I did have those aspirations, and yes, I did want to do X, Y, and Z, and yes, I am doing them now. But it's been a journey to get there. And
why do you think you were a challenging student? What made you that way?
A little hard-headed.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a little hard-headed. And I wanted to run with information that I didn't receive yet. And I wanted more, I wanted more. I was dreaming really big, and I do dream big, and I encourage you to dream big. But what I've learned and what I had to dial down and what my, God bless them, educators helped reel in was continue to dream, but you have to slow it down, because there's so much information within this experience right here that you are going to need to know. I thought that was BS. I was like, I'm just gonna go to beauty school, just gonna get a license, go take my test. When I get out, then I'm gonna be a hairdresser. I'm gonna put this chapter in my life away. I'm never gonna go back to it. which is so incredibly funny because to this day, every single day, my 4 beauty school directors are in my head. Every bit of practice, all of my weekly checklists that I had to go through that I thought were so ridiculous. And why am I doing this little finger that looks like a shrimp and building acrylic nails that look like chiclets? It wasn't about that because I wasn't going to be a nail technician. I didn't want to do all that. I wanted to do hair, right?
Right.
But I had to polish that fingernail every single week, part of my curriculum. There's discipline within that. There's accountability within that. All that I resisted during the time. Fast forward to a week later, I'm working with a gigantic celebrity client. The manicurist didn't show up we were in her home. The manicurist didn't show up. And she's like, I have to have my nails polished. And I'm like, oh my God. What am I? I'm like, you can do it, but don't tell her you can do it, but do it. You're going to have to do this. And I was like, you know what? I can do it. And she's like, you know how to do nails? I was like, kind of.
I'm a cosmetologist.
Miss Paula taught me like, the 3-stroke and I'm going to brace and finger and do it. Like, I'm going to get this done. And I got it done.
Right.
I got it done because
you're
I'm a cosmetologist.
That's right.
I'm not just a hair cutter or a hair colorist or this or that. I went to school to learn it all.
Right.
And I think, my challenge as a student, Frank, was being present in my experience right now, today.
Right.
Because I had dreams to run so fast. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about the fact that you missed a lot of school.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could probably pull up my record and see.
It's time.
You know the truth.
It's time to have the confession with Father Frank. Okay. Okay. It's over with.
Okay.
Now let's talk about what you got out of that and what you would have done differently.
Okay. Well, what I would have done differently, first is easiest for me to answer, is I would have shown up every single day and I would have valued and I would have respected not only my directors, but the education that I was receiving. It just got like chills down my spine. At the time we were using a Milady's cosmetology book. You should see mine today. I reference it all the time. Wow. Why? Because I wasn't present through my experience in school.
Right.
And every single thing I know now, and it's so funny because I remember being in beauty school and I remember thinking, well, this celebrity hairdresser doesn't do what I'm doing here out of this book.
Right.
And this celebrity hairdresser, they do it their way, it's not out of this book. What I know now as a celebrity hairdresser is the only stuff that I use
is out of the book.
It's literally my theory class.
Right.
My foundation of cutting. You're going to learn all these fun tips and tricks along the way that are going to be based off of that foundation that you learn in your theory class that you put to use every single day in your clinical floor.
One of the things you talked to me about, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, you said to me, and it really registered, you said, no matter what you do, it's all based on the 0 and the 45 and the 90. You have to master them, and every single day you've got to really get the best you possibly can. And when you miss that school in between, you're missing the progression and you're missing the opportunity to truly internalize all those things.
It's so true, and it's so funny because 2 of the girls that I went to school with are now Empire Beauty School educators.
Isn't that amazing?
It's incredible.
And they weren't always the best students either, were they?
They were at the back table with me.
Okay.
Being the hoodlum that I was and being the person that wasn't following through and, we could just go get her to sign off on our sheet because she'd be like, whatever, right? But she wouldn't be whatever. She'd be like, no, you need to bring it and let me see it. And I'd be like, well, I'll do your nail and you can do my haircut, so here, go, right? But the funny thing is if I could go back to beauty school, like I would love to take those 1,600 hours of my life, I would love to go back to them, and I would love to clock in at 8 o'clock, and I will sit there and absorb all of the valuable information that my instructors have. And because it's all of the information that I use today. It's the only information that I use today. Those Gaitang classes and these texturizing haircuts and these balayage techniques, you're going to use them. There are other eggs in your basket, but they are all derived truly from the foundation that you learn in beauty school. And I wish I could like plant that seed into every student that's sitting there right now going through the same things I went through.
Right.
Having a challenge, showing up was a real challenge for me.
And the irony is, you told me at one point you didn't miss because you were sick or because your dog died. I'm being facetious.
No.
You missed because you just weren't motivated that morning to go to school.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
I made conscious decisions not to show up.
Right.
I made conscious decisions not to participate. I made conscious decisions to unfortunately disrespect some of my educators' knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, it's true.
Right.
And being able to go back, if I were to go back and do those 1,600 hours again, I mean, the price that you can put on that is invaluable, because the knowledge of my educators was what I've built my career on.
I really appreciate that message. And let's get into, and I'm sorry, because I think that's an incredible thing that we could spend an hour on. But I also want to hear your thoughts on licensure, because you've even had experience with people who have gone all the way through school and then they've not gone for their license, which is insane to me. Okay,
it's
that's
insane
like
to me too.
That's like buying a car and saying it looks good in my driveway, I'm not going to really drive it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I cannot stress enough of the importance of following through and getting your license. When you get your license, use it. Use it. That license cracks open a door to provide you with experiences and successes that I know they're dreaming. I'm dreaming. I was dreaming. And I never imagined that the dreams I dreamt in that classroom would be this big compared to the experiences I've had. But I will tell you this, is you have to have your beauty school license.
You want to tell them the story about your...
I was on,
Go ahead.
I booked a job 2 weeks ago. It was not in a salon.
Right.
But the person that booked the job is a hairdresser. And there were 4 of us hairdressers on set. In the call sheet, you had to have your license with a valid photo ID, which is New York state law as well,
It is.
right? And this was for a video shoot. And I'm like, I've never had to bring my license. But the value that she had with that license meant you are a professional, you are trained, you are qualified to do the job, you're responsible, and you are a hairdresser, and this is the law. I literally had to call the New York Department of Labor and Cosmetology, Barber and Cosmetology, repay for a new duplicate license, wait 2 weeks. They had to change the call date. Graciously, they did. Change the call date so I could get my license. You have to have your license.
And I know you actually have a relative that actually started and stopped, but again, a motivational thing, am I right?
Yeah, a motivational thing. And it's so interesting because it was a challenge for me, but somebody else it's even more of a challenge for, right? So she started nail school. She didn't complete her hours. And then she went back to school as a cosmetologist, didn't complete her hours. She was like almost there.
Right.
And then I enlisted in beauty school, and she's like, how fun. Definitely, you're going to be the motivation. We're going to get through this together. Right. She didn't complete. And it's so heartbreaking.
It's a waste.
It's so heartbreaking because she's talented. She's a dreamer. She's needed in this business.
You got to get it done.
You have to get it done. That one license is holding her back from a lifetime of just rich experiences.
It's a shame. I feel bad for her, and I really
want to call her right now. I want to be like, girl,
do it.
Go back to school and finish it.
Do it because it's good for her to do just that.
Yeah.
Here's the next thing I've got to ask you, and I won't keep you here all day, but I could sit for days, and we could have lunch brought in the whole bed. But here's the other thing that blows my mind. People think, wow, this is a guy who's a celebrity stylist. You've done it in LA, you've done it in New York. Now you're in New York. And you do this stuff every day. I consider you have conquered the Big Apple, which I'm really impressed with. But let's remind everybody, you didn't start in New York. You are from upstate Arizona, okay? Your father was in the ranching business, okay?
I grew up on a cattle ranch.
On a cattle ranch,
ranch.
I want people to really understand that. I want them to understand when they think Arizona, they think Phoenix. You're 2 hours north of Phoenix. You're not even close to Phoenix, okay? You're in the mountains of Arizona, okay?
Yeah.
And here's a guy that comes out of northern Arizona, which is, it's probably like upstate Pennsylvania, it's probably like upstate anywhere.
When I was driving through here today, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm home.
Except
like,
that
this
it's cold.
is exactly. Well, it was cold where I came from.
That's
it's
true,
north.
up in the north. Okay, people don't understand that about Arizona. It's warm in the south and cold
in the north. It's like snow.
Yeah,
you know.
But what's interesting is you came out of our school, and I'm so proud of that, and I'm so grateful to you for letting us be a small part of you.
Huge part.
But then you went and you worked yourself as an apprentice, essentially. You went to LA. I mean, you didn't have contacts in LA. You made your contacts in LA.
Yeah.
You made it in LA and then said, you know what, I really think I want to be in New York. So you're now in New York. And again, you moved yourself there and you're doing things to purposely get your craft that much better. Am I right?
Correct.
Tell students how they can make that happen for themselves.
I mean, you're so right on this journey. I mean, where I come from, you know, I didn't know that I could dream this big. I didn't know that these possibilities were possibilities for me. There was one stoplight in my town. I rode my horse to school my senior year. I mean, population.
That is a new one.
I literally did, and for me to think, you know, I've styled the Academy Awards. I've styled, you know, the Grammys, the Golden Globes. I've worked on movies. I do TV all the time. I travel the world. I just got back from Cape Town for a month of teaching.
Wow.
Right? But what happened was the day that I graduated Empire Beauty School, I knew I have to take my test and then I have to get busy. But what was funny is I thought I was going to get busy working, but I got busy learning. So I packed up my car. Literally, we had our celebration ceremony outside, opened the doors. My mom and I hugged goodbye. We were crying. My cousin, high five, got in my car and I drove to LA and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm not qualified. I didn't even take my state board test yet because I'll just take it in California. That's a whole different licensing program.
Right.
But I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I need education. So I found a job apprenticing to hairdressers on Craigslist. And they're like, here's what's required of you. Right. Here's the job. You're going to have to show up every day. And I was like, I just graduated beauty school. Why am I going through this again? Your life as a hairdresser is beauty school.
Yep.
All over again. Yep. Every day.
Right.
So you have to dedicate yourself to that. You have to continue to learn. It took me about a year and a half working with both of them to even develop skills that qualified me to be behind the chair with my beauty school education. You know what I mean? And then you have to keep going.
And you told me another thing. I'm not interrupting you, but you also told me that you really needed to work on speed.
Yeah.
Because obviously in school you don't have that many clients.
Right.
So you need to get out where you're getting real people.
Yeah.
And you worked on speed as well as technique and the advanced techniques.
Yeah.
But it paid off for you.
Yeah. You know what's funny about the speed point is the speed to me, I thought was I needed to learn all the other ways outside of beauty school to do it. I'm going to learn this way because that's going to be better. It's going to be faster. I will tell you right now that my speed that has been developed is my foundation from beauty school.
How about that?
Being
on the salon floor there.
You have to master the basics. Back brushing, back combing. So many times I show up on set and hairdressers, huge hairdressers, my inspirations, my idols, my hair gods, show up on set and have their assistants back comb for them. Have their assistants put a bobby pin in the right way for them. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was my second week of theory. Like, how do you not know how to do that and smooth it out and build that strong foundation? Because I think what happens, and I'm one speaking, is my mind and my dreams were running quicker and faster than the information was coming in.
Makes sense.
You have to take a deep breath. You know, it's funny because in Florida, and anytime I go and share an experience with students in school right now, they're like, what do you think? What should I do? How do I get to do what you do? Like, how can I do your career and follow in your steps? It's going to be your career. They're going to be your steps. Right. But you have to stop and breathe. You have to take a deep breath. It'll come. It'll find its way to you, and you have to say yes. I know so many people preach the no train, jump on the no train. Say yes. You have to get there first.
Right.
See if that experience is right for you. See if that information is right for you. If it's not right for you, dial it back
Right.
and take another course.
Process and adapt. I mean, you have to
Absolutely.
adapt. Your whole life
Oh,
is
in this
adapting.
business, are you kidding? Adapting?
Yep.
You are a chameleon for life in this business.
That's what I love. But isn't that one of the reasons you did this?
Absolutely.
Because you didn't want something the same way every day.
No, I didn't want to work in an office, but I don't know Excel. You have me do like an invoice
Oh,
sheet
God.
for Excel. I'm like, hope there's an app for that because I need it. You know what I mean?
The irony is you and I are both type A personalities, but we're also right brain personalities. I'm on the creative side, and
Yeah.
you are clearly on the creative side. So we don't really want to get into all that other stuff. Let's talk about how to make things better
Yeah.
and make them look good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you
Absolutely.
for that.
Thank you.
Listen, let's wrap it up by you telling me if there's anything A, I forgot to ask you about, or B, I want you to tell the students that are watching this right now, what's your best suggestion for them? What would be the thing you would say to Gregory Patterson back in beauty school? If you were talking to him and to the other folks that are in the school, what would you say to them right now? What would be your final message, your most important message to them?
You know, Frank, it's so funny because like we used to have, you know, people like me come into the school, and I can't believe I'm that person.
You're that.
You're
the adult now.
To me, I'm just, you know, a cowboy from Chino Valley, Arizona. That's in my head. Right. But when people would come in and they would say, be patient and be here. Pay attention to your educators. In my head during that experience in beauty school, I was like, ugh, yeah, right. Like, pay attention to your educators. Be present when you clock in at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. What time does school start? 8 o'clock?
Usually around 9 in most schools.
9.
Believe it or not.
How incredible. That's another hour of sleep.
Well, we just made you guys come
now
in
I could have
earlier.
shown up on time.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, you would have been there at 10.
Oh, for sure. For 10:30 with the Starbucks, you know, sunglasses on, the whole bit. Yeah. No, I genuinely mean this, and I wish you could cut open my heart and just see it like sitting here like this. You have to get the information that your beauty school educators are sharing with you. The knowledge that is within them in little things that you don't even know yet, beyond technical. Mrs. Grupp, we were doing a haircutting experience, and she's like, you have to clean it up. And I'm like, okay, that's my section. I got to do cleaner sections. My combing, I have to comb cleaner. I will tell you that those words, you have to clean it up, still sit with me today.
How about that?
And it has nothing to do with a haircut. It means I have to clean up my presence in the beauty business. I have to clean up my accountability. I have to clean up you have to be there at this time. You have to be there 15 minutes earlier. You have to clean up. I see my colleague next to me that has 3 clients waiting in there, and I see her on the floor. I have to help him clean it up, help her clean it up. I see laundry, I see towels. I hated the dispensary. I
don't think anybody loves the dispensary.
But you have to clean up.
Right.
You have to help fold towels. It's your job. It's your blessing. It's your gift. So
Remember, we're in the appearance business, right?
You're in the beauty business.
Right, exactly.
You have to look beauty, but your beauty. Yep. Be your beauty, because that's the other blessing of this world that we're in, is whoever you are and whoever your beauty is, you can be that and you can celebrate that, and we all share in that together, right?
Exactly.
But you have to stay present in your experience at school. I wish I could get another 1,600 hours back. I would be I can only imagine what my career would be now if I used that experience.
But here's what's amazing is you figured that out, and everybody doesn't always get everything. You figured it out. You adapted.
I'm trying to figure it out.
No, but you have, and it's obvious by your success. And this is exactly what I hope everybody that's watching is getting from you is, hey, I can do it right the first time. Yes, I can adapt, and yes, I can change, and I can make it happen.
Yeah.
You have been an inspiration. You are an inspiration to me. And what you've just done by doing this interview with me and allowing our students to see the real you, to see your heart, as you said, exposed, and to hear your thoughts, I hope is as inspirational to them as it is to me. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your time. Oh. And thanks for being a part of the family, the Empire family, which you are now, whether you like it or not.
I'm proud to be.
Okay, and I'm very proud that you
follow me on Twitter. I tweet you guys more than anybody else. And we're like,
and we absolutely adore you and our people. Everybody in our schools, in our office, everybody is just in awe of you. And I want to thank you for being everything that you are. So with that, I thank you. Because of Empire
Beauty that I am who I am.
No, we exist because of you, and that's why I'm so happy about this relationship.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, great.